All right, shalom, shalom. It's another Jimmy's lesson coming back at you. Before I dig into this lesson, I want to start by giving our honor, glory, and praise to the Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodash. Next up, double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who taught me the 100% truth of the Bible, and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity. Again, back at it again, little part 3. This one shouldn't be too long at all. Just want to wrap it up on trusting the Lord, right? Where are we at? We were at Psalms 44 and 6, right? I just want to see something real quick. No, it's okay. So we're going to jump back to verse 6. It reads, 5. This Psalms 44 and 5. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us through the name. Just to let you know that the name is important. Can't just shrug at the name, man. Right? Moving on, it reads, for I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. So when we see scriptures like this, right? When we see who you think is in the right spirit? Niggas that's going out here gathering up guns, talking about taking down this devil with guns, right? Trying to become marksmen to try to take down this devil, right? Or the men who are telling you, hey, just simply wait on the Lord. As a matter of fact, because the scriptures tell you everything you need to do, man. It's really not that hard. It's a limitation. Yeah, go to 25. This is Lamentations chapter 3, verse 25. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to seek to the soul that seeketh him. You're not seeking the Lord if every 5 minutes you get another gap. You're supposed to be seeking unto the Lord. How do you seek the Lord? Through the men that are set up, right? Because the Lord speaks to his men and says, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, right? So if you're seeking unto the Lord, you're seeking unto the men that he has established, that he has set up, right? So are your men telling you to wait on the Lord? Or are the men that you're learning from telling you that good is going to come unto them that wait for the Lord? Or are they telling you that good is going to come to them that buy AK-47s with extended clips? This is verse 26. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. It is good that a man should both hope. Hope is expectation, so we're expecting the salvation of the Lord, man. And quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. Right? Oh, you niggas make serving the Lord boring. Well, the Lord told me to quietly wait. That's cool. That sounds like being a little boring. Well, it's not boring to us who knows what's going on, but in the worldly sense, right? That's boring. Staying in the house, not murphing it up, not in the house of feasting, right? We're just waiting on the Lord, pushing videos, reading, being brotherly with brothers, right? Studying, doing whatsoever is pleasing to the Lord, staying out the way. Yeah, that's boring. And niggas don't like that. Niggas don't like boring in this world. Right? It says again, verse 26, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. Right? Not saying that brothers can't go out and maybe do something, you know what I'm saying, once in a while to take the edge off or whatever, but that should not be at the forefront of your mind, trying to make the ministry and the truth look fun. We're quietly, patiently hoping and waiting for the salvation of the Lord, man. That's it, the Lord that said the Bible. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord So looking at generations of old, going through the scriptures, right? Going through the accounts, right? Look at the generations of old and see, did any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? So did anybody trusted in the Lord, were they confounded, were they made to look dumb, right? Were they made to look like fools because they trusted in the Lord? No, find the account. Or did any abide in his fear? What is fear? Fear is the obedience, right? Do what's pleasing to the Lord and stand away from the things that displeases the Lord, right? Did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Who was obedient in the Lord and was forgot about, right? It reads on, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him, right? And when you call upon somebody, we just read that we were going to tread down our enemies through the name of the Lord. So who did the Lord despise that called upon his name, that called upon him in sincerity, right? Not mocking and scoffing at the name, and then at the first sign of hell and tribulation, you want to call on it. No. Who sincerely ever called upon the Lord, abiding in his fear and trusted in him, who was confounded, forsaken, or despised of the Heavenly Father, right? And first of all, I'm talking to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, right? Along with the Israelite foreigners. But the point being, the Israelites are the only ones who are going to truly and sincerely trust in the Lord, right? And then this time, we're talking about the elect, right? I do want to grab something real quick. Say I won't be this long. This is First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 51. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. Again, same as Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old, right? So shall ye receive great honor in the everlasting name. That's our hope. That's our expectation, right? Not right now getting the glory, not right now getting the remembrance and the fame, but what after Lord Yahweh Shai comes back in his glory, that what we'll be joint heirs in that glory with him, man. All right? The reason on verse 52, was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Right. Abraham, our forefather, was found righteous, right? Was ready to do whatever the Lord asked of him to do to show that he trusted in the Lord, right? And that was found unto him as righteousness, right? Verse 53, Joseph in the time of his distress kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Verse 55. All right. This isn't our Lord Yahweh Shai, but the name is just said the same, right? So I'm gonna read it verbatim. It says Jesus for fulfilling the word was made a judge in Israel, right? Or Joshua, right? Verse 57. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. Verse 57. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Right? Verse 59. Ananias, Azarias, and Misael, by believing, were saved out of the flame, right? The three holy children out of the fire furnace, right? It reads verse 60. Daniel, for his innocence, was delivered from the mouth of lions, right? Trusting in the Lord, right? And he was not fazed at all. Trusting in the Lord, and he wasn't hurt, right? The Lord showed his power for those starved lions too. At that, that's what I meant to mention. The Lord showed his power. Daniel was in the lion's den with starved lions, right? who would be ready to jump on anything, but what? Because he believed and he trusted in the Lord, he was delivered out of that situation. Verse 61. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. And that's the main point, man. None that put their trust in the Lord is ever going to be overcome. Those sincere, right? And in this time, we're talking about the elect, man, right? The 144,000 men who go out there and give up their bodies as a living sacrifice, along with the men, women, and children who sincerely believe, right? Which makes up the elect, right? So we're gonna go back. Who are Israelites, right? Including the Israelite foreigners, Israelite who look like these other nations, but whose seed line goes back to the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right. So we're gonna jump back and close on out. This is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not into thine own understanding. Right. We read earlier that the Lord is on another timing. Right. We can't compare to even think on the same level as the Lord, man. Right. Our minds are desperately wicked, man. Right. So we have to trust into the Lord's mind, into the Lord's perfect will, right? It reads verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he should direct thy paths. Exactly. From the smallest thing to the largest thing. I don't care if you're trying to move a bowel movement, right? From the smallest thing to your rent being paid, right? Into anything, right? You trust unto the Lord, and he's going to direct your path. Verse 7, be not wise in thine own eyes, right? Because our people are filled up with pride after following after their daddy, the devil. Esau, even the so-called white man, thinking they know everything. But the Lord says, soon come, he's going to cause that haughtiness to cease, right? Again, verse 7, be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Be obedient, right? Fear the Lord, be obedient, because where fear is, right, it driveth away sins. And where it is present, it driveth away wrath, man. And if you fear the Lord, fear, trust, and love, they all go hand in hand, doing what's pleasing unto the Lord, so that what? We'll, Lord willing, be saved and delivered, man. Right? Versus being destroyed, man. Right? So with that, hey, look, straight to the point, put your trust in the Lord, and I'm going to close it out. Peace and love to your elect. Shalom.